So now we're going to talk about Sabertooth. This is the third single that we dropped from the record.
Just shot a music video for it yesterday. Still got the paint on my fingers. Still got the eyeliner on my eyes.
Yeah, I washed mine off. But yeah, so we, at the time this is being recorded and you're watching it, we just shot the video for it. Definitely one of the more interesting videos that we've done. We kind of went really creative, did a lot of things we haven't done before, but honestly, you could say the same thing for the track itself. It's a really heavy one. There are tons of, chaotic riffs, really heavy sections. It's just awesome. But lyrically, I don't know how much I can talk about in this video without getting flagged for content or demonetized, so I'll keep it pretty brief. But this is definitely the angriest content I've ever created and that we've ever done as a band. It's pretty much an open letter to all the warmongers of the world, all the people who are the least impacted, but by these types of things, but then the most, I guess the ones who perpetuate them the most and benefit the most from them. Just to say that whether you get it in this life or the next, there will be consequences for these types of things, and it's definitely the darkest, angriest material that we have. One of my favorite lyrics on this song actually comes from an ancient proverb, but as well has been kind of revived in pop culture recently. There's a line that's death from above, our arrows blacken the sun. If you've heard that before, you probably recognize it from the movie 300, which, by the way, is super racist if you didn't know that. But it's the idea that, in ancient times, the Persian Empire and their armies would just absolutely blanket their enemies in arrow fire and soften them down to the point where they could be defeated. And they were always light and fast moving, and that was very hard for different cultures to kind of fight, for example, the Greeks and the Romans. So just something that culturally ties to kind of the themes on the record and then my heritage. So something cool that I wanted to throw in there that I can maybe talk about in these videos, because some of the other things are kind of dark, but yeah. It's also the first heavy single that we've done with no singing. So even Death Wish previously was pretty heavy, but no singing on this song, so kind of a little bit of a different thing for us to do.
I think my favorite lyrics off of that are tracing silver linings around the tragedies you create.
Yeah.
Right? These people who have such a big influence and a big hand in perpetuating these things. How do you sleep at night? And it's
really?
Right? And it's you trace a little silver lining around the tragedy that you created. And you talk yourself out of the responsibilities that you hold in this matter. And
it's my money's looking good, so my money feels right, so I have no problem with
How do you sleep? On my money.
Shepherds getting blown up by drones,
Yeah, for sure. Song is an ass beater though.
Yeah.
Shouts out to you. For real.
Yeah, I kind of went hard on this one.
You went a little crazy.
Dude, the riffs are
it starts off the song with the guitar's pitch shifted up a 70 time.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It does. Because I had that intro riff and I thought I wanted more contrast. So it starts off the song with guitar's pitch shifted up one, and then when the breakdown comes in, it goes back down. So, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to play it. It uses the 23rd fret on the guitar.
Right.
And I don't if I wanted to make that sound, I would have to go from 24 to 1,
Correct.
Humanity's Last Breath does this kind of stuff a lot, where they pitch shift so that they're make it easier to play. That's a cool fact about that one. It's got chugs all over. What else? It's got a cool that little one riff that never comes back, the verse that never verses again.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sick. I love that one. That's one of the best riffs, I think. Where it's comes in with the bass first, Yeah, I think that's super fun. And then the arrows block out the sun part is super Meshuggah, and I love that too.
We did a lot of vocoder. Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
we have some vocoders that kind of our first time dabbling in that, as well as the intro track for the record. We do some pretty cool things on the end breakdown as well. A hater at a live show once described it as a Skrillex breakdown. But there's a lot of really cool, like production on that. It just goes crazy and hits hard. You know, you mentioned Meshuggah.
Yeah.
I think that this is like definitely where, you know, the gent kids and the deathcore kids in the band kind of like came out and put something together.
Yeah, that ending. Yeah, I was trying to be like Car Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just.
I'd be surprised if anyone called Car Bomb like Skrillex because they are out there.
No, right.
But yeah, they do a lot of like ring mod and Axe Effects stuff, and since I have an Axe Effects, I just try to kind of recreate it. It's got, so you hear like kind of like glitchy chicking stuff, and you also hear like some bends, or not bends, but like things like these pitches that go up, right? And there's like a setting in Axe Effects, I think on ring mod. I don't remember which setting it is, but you can apply it to like the envelope of your guitar, so your pick attack, right? So it depends how you pick attack, right? And like if you do that and you're like sliding over harmonics, it changes like the output of your guitar, so you get some like very random sounds, right?
Yeah.
And then I tried doing like a boomer bend, believe it or not, and boomer bends with that on it makes that sound. Yeah, and also ring mod on that whole end breakdown too. It's probably like 30% baked in there, but it gets. I like that because it gets a really stringy tone. You get like a lot of string out there. There's a couple dudes on Instagram that are kind of doing that. There's like a dude, Mune, I don't know. There's a dude on Instagram that's doing it, and there's a couple other people who have kind of picked up like doing a ring mod instead of a octaver, and it gets a super sick tone. So a lot of parts on that I was experimenting with that ring mod, especially the riff I talked about before, like the verse. Yeah, that uses that. Definitely like some of the just like the single string parts just to help beef it up. You may not hear it in the record, but it's there.
Yeah. Song gives me volumes vibes.
Volumes.
Volume, structures, like you said, Meshuggah.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite bands.
Cool.